It's best ball season. Between now and September, the ADP is going to change so dramatically. Rookies in particular are going to go right up the draft board, particularly with the combine and the draft coming up. And some of the veterans, as we get around free agency, they're going to plummet. In this video, we're looking at Dalvin Cook, who's being drafted at 57.4 an underdog right now, and Jahmyr Gibbs, who is being drafted at 58.3. Both sitting in that running back dead zone right around round 5. But do they deserve to be there? Can they be the ones who can break through that trend of a dead zone? Let's get into it. At the end, I'll tell you which way I lean in best ball drafts this season.
Round 1.
Dalvin Cook has been a beast of a running back throughout his career, finishing as a top 8 half PPR RB in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Cook has rushed for over 1,000 yards in each of his last 4 seasons and an average 55 targets per year over those seasons. That's everything we could hope for in a top running back, right? So why is Dalvin Cook going in the 5th round? Well, Dalvin Cook is going to be 28 when the season starts, and we know the cliff edge can be violently steep for running backs. Remember David Johnson or Le'Veon Bell, perhaps? The Vikings can also save $8 million by cutting Cook, who has recently undergone shoulder surgery for an issue that's bothered him for a couple of years now. Cook set a career high in games played in 2022, with 16 during the fantasy season. Before that, he had never managed to play more than 14 games. Cook's touches per game, though, hit a career low of 18.2, down from a career average of 21.3. As the team were able to lean on Justin Jefferson more and more, they just didn't need Dalvin Cook in the same way that they have over the last few years. Dalvin Cook set career lows in 10-yard run percentage, breakaway yards, and rushing EPA. In the receiving game, Cook saw his receptions per game fall to a career low, and his yards after the catch also hit a career low. It's not great. As the RB16, though, what should we be expecting at this cost? Last year in this range, you were looking at Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, and A.J. Dillon, who all, for one reason or other, disappointed. David Montgomery went around later and finished as the RB22. It's rare for backs in this range to outperform ADP. Typically, it's the backs later on, Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, who spring surprises for us. Think of Leonard Fournette and James Conner the year before that as well. Can Dalvin Cook do so? Perhaps. There's every reason to think that the Vikings could decide to keep him around for another year. And with Alexander Mattison a free agent, the Vikings aren't exactly flush with options at the position currently. Cook's best route to outperforming his ADP might be staying in Minnesota. So if the Vikings don't cut him, that could be his best case scenario. If they do cut him, perhaps a team like the Panthers, who could use a running back, but there aren't too many real elite options. And if Dalvin Cook decides that at this point in his career he wants to chase a Super Bowl ring and go play for a contender, how many true contending teams have vacancies for a 3-down running back? It's more than likely that he ends up in a timeshare, which, given his age and injury history, isn't the worst thing in the world and might give Cook an okay chance of just paying off right about where his ADP is, not outperforming it, not underperforming it. While you're here, please like and subscribe. It helps us as a channel a huge amount, with loads of great Rookie Dynasty and Best Ball content on the way. Check out the pinned comments for a link to a subscriber giveaway too.
Round 2.
On the other side of this battle, we've got Jahmyr Gibbs, rookie running back out of Alabama. If you haven't already, I highly recommend checking out our rookie preview show on Gibbs. It's 6 minutes long, linked in the comments and the description. Gibbs is a really interesting prospect, with Daniel Jeremiah having him at 28 in his top 50 prospects across all positions. Second only to Bijan Robinson among running backs. If it wasn't for Bijan Robinson strolling into this year as the young question 101, Gibbs could be getting an awful lot of hype right now. In my co-host Rich's words, he ticks every box you're looking for on tape from a running back prospect. He has excellent lateral ability to create space in the backfield and force defenders to take the wrong read. He's explosive to the hole and gets skinny through it. Out in space, he is a demon with incredible elusiveness to create missed tackles. As a receiver, he possesses excellent route running ability both out of the backfield and when split out wide. The common comparison for Gibbs is to Alvin Kamara, who was a top 5 running back in his first 2 seasons in the NFL. Mock draft database has Gibbs going inside the top 60 picks, but with a good showing this week of the combine, we could easily see that hype start to pick up even further. During his 3 seasons in college, he played 2 for Georgia and 1 for Alabama. In those final 2 seasons, he averaged 12.2 rush attempts per game and 3.95 targets per game. While it would have been nice to see those rush attempts a little bit higher, the pass catching can absolutely make him a star in the NFL if he gets picked by the right team. We don't need Gibbs to be getting 20 touches a game to really pay off, particularly if you're thinking about not just half PPR, but full PPR formats as well. The amount of catches he can get per game is really going to just inflate his scores massively. And in fantasy football, that's what we're after. So we've got two running backs, both with plenty of questions about our future. Even though we're at different ends of their spectrum in terms of their careers, I don't dislike either player, but I'm not wild about taking older running backs, particularly those who are seeing their efficiency metrics decrease over the years. This battle goes to Jahmyr Gibbs, winner, who will likely be on the rise after a good combine and when he gets drafted. What I would say, though, is if Dalvin Cook slips past his ADP, then I like him plenty. I'm always open to scooping up value, no matter who the player is. While you're here, please do leave me a like and a comment. Tell me which of the players you prefer to draft in best ball drafts right now. Stay tuned. Loads more great content on the way.